What's up guys, welcome back to another text-based cubing video. Today we have a special package right here. This is the GAN12 UI Maglev, which is a China release edition only. It's the Maglev version of the GAN12 UI. Special thanks to teacher Xia for sending this out to me. This cost 728 yuan, which is about $100 US, so it's cheaper than the GAN12 UI free play. But this is only available in China so far, so if you want this cube, you're going to have to go through the hassle of importing it. Perhaps GAN will release a global edition of this in the future, maybe the GAN12 UI Maglev free play, but that still isn't out yet, so this is what we have right now. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. Alrighty, let's go ahead and open up the package. Okay, so there is a box within a box, and inside this box is something else. This is a CFOP pamphlet. This book, I believe, was written by teacher Xia, so it's very nice. There's algorithms and stuff. So, alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look at the main event. This is the GAN12 UI Maglev. Okay, it looks like I sliced right through the top of that box, but it should be fine. Let's go ahead and take it out. Okay. Yeah, this is not the first time this has happened. I've done this to a lot of packages. The box looks very nice, actually. It's slightly darker than the original GAN12 UI box. You can see that the box art is a bit different. It says UI right here. You can see that this is the cube over here. And this is the box of accessories. The box layout is slightly different than it was to the original UI. But let's go ahead and take the stuff out. So this is the accessory box. We have the 12 UI identification card. And then we also have the CFOP pamphlet. So all this stuff is normal to see in GAN cubes. The only difference is that it's slightly different in the way that's arranged in the box, but other than that, everything is extremely similar. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside the accessory box first. Inside the accessory box, we have the USB-C cable. We have the 14 style cap remover, the 14 Pro. So it looks like this cube also has the new spider leg type of center caps, just like the 14 Pro has. We have it looks like the 12 adjustment like AirPod box. Okay, this is funny. Instead of giving you the adjustment tool like they did with the 12, since this has the updated magnetic GES V3 or V4, I don't remember what it is, they gave you this like the sword type tool that comes with the 13 and the 14. So extremely interesting why they kept the box for the GAN12 UI adjustment tool, but then they just took it out and put the GAN13 adjustment tool right in there. So it's a bit of a lazy effort, I think, on the part of GAN, but that's what it is. And we also have the GAN14 adjustment tool. So, yep, it's a weird combination of GAN12, GAN13, and GAN14 adjustments. We have the GAN12 UI Maglev pamphlet. We also have the GAN Smartcube bag, the black soft one. So, very nice. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look at the GAN12 UI Maglev. In the front, there's a seal that tells you to not change the centerpiece of each side to avoid recognition failure of the cube, whatever that's supposed to mean. So we can just take that off, and let's go ahead and open up the power pod. This is very nice. Yeah, it's magnetic too. Compared to the original GAN12 UI, I'm assuming that the free play version is the same. I don't have the free play version, but assuming it's the same as this, there's a little lip right here that's a clasp that you have to squeeze the side of the box, and that opens it up because there's like a little lip here, and that's how it closes. With this box, first of all, there's no transparent cover if you haven't noticed already. It's a bit smaller in terms of surface area, but it is about the same height, so it's a bit weird in terms of proportions. Also, the plastic type is extremely similar to the plastic type of AirPods. If you felt these before, they're extremely similar. And the light of the AirPods and the light of the GAN power pot are extremely similar. So I think they took some design inspirations. Also this lisp, where you put your finger to open the case, they're also extremely similar. So GAN might have taken some design inspirations from Apple, but also it looks like there is no stand like this one had. I don't know how that's supposed to work, but looks like the stand is missing. And on the back it says, friendly reminder, continued use of the cube with low battery may cause damage to the product battery. So if you use the product with no battery or like low battery, it's going to cause damage basically. Okay, let's go ahead and open it up. Let's go ahead and take it out and we can do some first turns. Oh wow. Okay. This feels extremely interesting. Right now it's quite sandy. It's also kind of loose. Kind of blocky. I really like this actually. Yeah, it's a bit cashy out of the box. Let's compare this to the standard GAN12 Maglev. Yeah, the cube out of the box is extremely loose. It's much looser. It looks like the auto turning is still there, but it's a lot less aggressive compared to the GAN12, where it's much more apparent. Also, the center caps have these weird holes in them. These are supposed to be for the upcoming GAN robot, the Robot V3, which has not been released yet. So this is a sneak peek of how the claws on the new robot will look. It's extremely interesting. It also looks like the holes on this side go through the cube to touch the charging pins on this side, so very nice. So the GAN12 UI Maglev weighs in at 66 grams, which is pretty much the same weight as the GAN12 UI standard. So the Maglev weighs pretty much the same as the standard version. So this is still really quite impressive for a Smartcube, especially since their previous Smartcubes are like 80 or so grams, so they're extremely heavy. So it looks like this cube is different from the GAN12 UI, in which you can just do a UU prime to turn it on, while with the standard GAN12 UI you have to put it in the case, press the button, and then it turns on like that. So it looks like they brought back the old way of turning the cube on, but without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the internals. So it looks extremely similar to the older GAN12 core. Yeah, the cores look extremely similar. The core in this one might be a bit smaller, but other than that, they look extremely similar. Let's go ahead and compare the piece types. This is the GAN12 UI standard, and this is the GAN12 UI Maglev, and you can see they should have no difference because they're both the GAN12. It looks like the piece design is exactly the same. So now let's go ahead and compare edges. So this edge is for the standard GAN12, and this is for the Maglev GAN12 UI. So yeah, it looks like the piece design is exactly the same, which is to be expected also. So let's go ahead and put these cubes back together. Okay, let's go ahead and check the adjustment system. This should be a bit different, assuming that they give us the GAN14 adjustment tool. So I'm assuming that this is different from the GAN12 one. Let's go ahead and check the manual real quick. And I'm going to link a copy of these manuals down in the description below. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, you can. Alrighty, it looks like the battery life of the cube is 15 hours, which is the same as the free play, and it's up from the GAN12 UI originals, a battery life of 2.5 hours. Alrighty, it looks like it still contains the standard GAN12 adjustment magnet adjustment, which is to be expected, which is the 3 different adjustments right here, and then you can replace the magnet on the inside with these magnets that come within the box. It looks like it has the magnetic GS V2, as it says right here, which is virtually identical to the magnetic GS V3 and the GAN14. It looks like it's adjusted the same exact way. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. Basically, you take this tool right here, this bottom end right here, sticks into the bottom to adjust the tension of the cube, which is the Maglev strength. You have different numbers down there. I don't think you can see them right now, but they range from 1 to 6. Right now it's on 4, so this is the second highest tension, and 6 is the highest tension. So you can just stick the drinking glass here and just go ahead and turn. You hear a click, and a large click means it goes back down to 1, and you can always check by looking at the numbers. and I'm gonna go ahead and switch this back to 4. So this is 2, 3, and 4. You can use the opposite end and stick it into these 3 holes on the top to adjust the axis distance. The axis distance is basically how far the cube pulls apart. So the larger the number, the looser it is, so the more the cube can pull apart. And this affects corner cutting and pop. So you can just stick it in here and turn super lightly. Otherwise, if you press down, you're going to turn the entire Maglev module out. But if you push super lightly, you can just go ahead and adjust that like that. If we look on the other side, I forgot to check before I adjusted, but I believe it started out as 2. So the standard settings are 2 and 4. So let's go ahead and move that back to 2. So this is basically how you adjust the magnetic GES V2. So yeah, let's go ahead and connect it to the app and do some solves. So I read in the manual that instead of having like a slide out version right here where you put the phone, you can go ahead and put the phone like this. They recently updated this CubeStation app to version 5, GAN12 UI M. It looks like it is connecting. Alright, let's go ahead and reset the cube. So it looks like it's freaking out, which is not good. Oh, it's connected to the wrong cube. But let's go ahead and check first cube right there. So make sure that this is the only cube that's connected. It looks like it's working perfectly. So let's go ahead and do some turns. It looks like it is tracking everything. You can just do a standard timer solve. 12.862. TPS you can see is 6.9. My efficiency is not very good, so I have 89 moves. And my fluency is 100, which means I basically didn't pause much within the solve. So yeah, basically that's how it works. Let's go ahead and do a couple more solves. That is still sub 15, so I'm quite happy about that. I think this cube performs much better than the original GAN12, and the fact that it's super nice, loose, it's extremely forgiving, and it's also much faster. I might have to use some lube to slow it down because it's quite fast. Yeah, but overall, this is an extremely high quality product, and I really hope that GAN brings this to the global market, because I think there's a lot of people who want to be using this cube because it's much better than the original GAN12 UI and the GAN12 UI free play. Especially the box. The box feels very high quality. It's like similar to the AirPods box. So thank you guys for watching. This has been the GAN12 UI Maglev unboxing and review. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you disliked it, then go ahead and give it a dislike. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see future content like this. We also post a ton of technology content. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.